Hello my lovelies, I'm Tilly from Visual Sense Crafts, and today I wanted to show you how to do this beautiful crocodile stitch. Now this is a stitch I really love to do because it's such a gorgeous texture to it, and you can make all sorts of things with this. I've made bags and scarves and throws and cushion covers, and I just love it. So we're going to do a tutorial on how to do this stitch today, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I do because it's such a versatile stitch. But something you do need to remember with this stitch is you do use quite a lot of yarn with it, so it's something to bear in mind when you're doing your projects. Now to start with, we do a simple slip knot, and then we chain multiples of 5. And for this tutorial I'm going to chain 25. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. +24, 25, and then we do +3. So 1, 2, 3. So multiples of 5 +3. Now we start off by working in the 7th chain from the hook. So we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we do 2 treble crochets in that 7th stitch. Now this is treble crochets in UK terms, so US terms that will be a double crochet. So we yarn over, insert our hook, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, and then we do that again in the same chain space. So yarn over, insert a hook, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, and then we chain 1. So yarn over and pull through. So we have our first chain here, which counts as our first treble, and then we have 2 trebles into that chain space, and then we skip the next 2 chains and we work in the 3rd chain from that stitch, and we do a treble crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, and then chain 1, because we're only doing 1 treble crochet in that stitch. And then we skip the next 2 chains and we work in the 3rd chain and we do 2 trebles again. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. We do that again. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2, and then we chain 1. So we're doing a double, a single, a double. So the next is a double, sorry, the next is a single. So we skip the next 2 chains and we work in the 3rd. So we work in this one and we do 1 treble crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, and then we chain 1. So skip the next 2 chains and work in the next 3rd chain from that stitch, and we yarn over, insert the hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, and we do that again in the same chain, yarn over, insert the hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, and then we chain 1. So skip the next 2 and work in this one here, and we yarn over, insert the hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, and then we chain 1. So you can see the pattern. We're doing a 2, a 1, a 2, a 1, a 2, a 1, and now we're doing a 2. So we skip the next 2 chains and we work in the 3rd chain. So yarn over, insert the hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, and then we do it again. Yarn over, insert the hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, and chain 1. And then in the last stitch, the last chain, we do 1 treble crochet. So yarn over, insert the hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. So there is our first row. So what we're going to do next is we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. So now we're going to work our petals or crocodile stitch. So this stitch here is going to go onto these 2 treble crochets. So this part of the stitch is coming along this side of the treble, and this side of the stitch is coming along that side of this treble. So we'll crack on and it might become a bit more clear when we actually do it. So you miss this treble here, and we're going to work around this post here. Now be careful not to go through this stitch here, there's a gap there. That is all one post. So what I like to do here is isolate that stitch. So kind of nip it in between your fingers and work from the side. See, so you've got the end here. You get that stitch and isolate it and work from this side, and we're going to do 5 treble crochets in this stitch here. So yarn over, insert your hook behind that post, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. So you've still got hold of that post, and you're doing them all around that post. So yarn over, insert your hook behind the post, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's 3 trebles so far. We're going to do 5 in total. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. I'm going to do one more, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2, and then we turn back to the front of the yarn of the stitch. Now hopefully now you'll be able to see how this is going to work up. So this is the first side of this stitch here. So this is your first scale, and this is the first part of that scale, and then we're going to work up this treble here for this part of the scale. So lift your yarn and get hold of that post there, this post, and nip it between your fingers so you got a hold of it, and you're going to work through this side. Can you see how that comes down to the bottom of the stitch, and then we're going to work through here. So nip that post there, and then we're going to work 5 treble crochets through the back to the front. So yarn over, insert your hook through that back and out the front, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and we're going to do 5 of those in total. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. So that's 3 treble crochets in there so far. We're going to do 2 more, and that is our first crocodile stitch done. Can you see how that has come together? All of a sudden we have our first scale. Now we're going to tether that scale, we're going to anchor it to this treble crochet behind it, the one that's on its own. See, these are the ones we work the scale on, ones that's got 2 treble crochets, and this is the one we anchor the scale to. So we're going to anchor that scale by simply doing a slip stitch in the top of that treble crochet there, and now it's sort of tied to the back, so it's not going to be flapping forward. And then we're going to do it again. So we're going to do our second scale on these 2 stitches here, these 2 trebles. So we're going to get hold of that first one and nip it and work from the side. Can you see? Get hold of that first post like that and turn it, so you're going to work through there like that. So get hold of it and do 5 treble crochets in that post. So 1, oops, try that one again. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So that's the first half of that second scale. So then we're going to do the second half of that scale by working up this treble crochet post. So we get hold of that treble crochet post, we get hold of the post, and we do 5 treble crochets working through the back, and we do 5 treble crochets around that post. 2, 3, 4 and 5. And then we anchor it to that treble that's on its own. So do a slip stitch in the top of that treble. So there we have our second dragon scale. And then we're going to do the same again, all the way across. So get a hold of that post, in through the back, and 5 trebles. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're going to do 5 around that second treble post. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then slip stitch it to the top of that treble that's on its own. Doesn't matter where in the top of that, as long as you're in the top of that treble, somewhere in there. It doesn't have to be precise. Just slip stitch it to the top of there. So there we have 3, and then we're going to have one more on this row. So we're going to isolate that treble crochet there, hold on to it, and do 5 treble crochets into that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're going to do the other 5 up the other side. So hold on to that post there and do 5 treble crochets around that post. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we anchor it to this chain from the start of that other row, just into the top of that chain. Just a simple slip stitch, and there we have our first row of crocodile stitch. So we're going to start our next row. So we're going to start by chaining 3, 1, 2, and 3. Then we're going to turn our work, and then we're going to do a triple crochet, a treble crochet in the base of where we've just done that chain. So yarn over and insert your hook. Doesn't have to be exact, but somewhere in the base there where that chain starts. Yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, and then we're going to chain 1. So we're doing exactly the same again, where we did 2 treble crochets, because this first chain counts as a treble, and then we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to do our single stitch in this space here of this crocodile stitch. So we're going to do a treble crochet, just 1 treble crochet in that crocodile stitch, and then we're going to chain 1. So we have 2 crocodile stitches, so with the 2 big spaces, and then right in the middle we have a treble crochet there. So this is where we're going to do the 2 treble crochets. So you have the 2 crocodile stitches with the big spaces, and then in the middle is your treble, and in the top of that is where we're going to do 2 treble crochets. So yarn over, insert your hook somewhere in the top there. It doesn't have to be exact, but push it through, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. So there's our first treble. So we're going to do another. So we're going to yarn over, insert through that space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2, and then we're going to chain 1, and that's what we're going to do all the way across. So in this next crocodile stitch space we're going to do 1 treble. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2, and then we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to do 2 in this treble here. So you've got your 2 crocodile stitches, and in the middle is that treble, and we're going to do 2 treble crochets in the top of that treble. So yarn over and insert your hook, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, and we're going to do that again. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2, and then we're going to chain 1, and then 1 treble in this space here. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, and chain 1. So we're getting the same pattern again, a 2, a 1, a 2, and a 1. So we're going to work in this next triple that's in the middle of these 2 crocodile stitches here, and we're going to work 2 treble crochets in the top of there. So yarn over and insert your hook, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. I'm going to do it again. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, and then chain 1. And then we're going to do another treble in this crocodile stitch space. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, and then chain 1. And then don't forget this last stitch here. This is your chain that counts as a triple crochet. So we're going to do 2 triple crochets in the top of this chain here. So yarn over, insert your hook in the top of there. It doesn't have to be exact as long as you're getting in there. Yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. We're going to do that again. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. And that is the ladder of the second row of crocodile stitches. So we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. So now you can see this pattern is starting to form. So we have the 2 treble crochets together here. So this is where our first crocodile stitch is going to be on this row. And then a 1 and a 2. Now when you start with a 2 on the end of a row, you finish with a 2 on the end of a row. Makes it easier to remember that. So we're going to work in this first treble crochet here. Remember, through the whole of that post, not through that gap. So I find it easier to turn it to its side and work from this end, so you've got the back of the stitches facing you here, and do a 5 treble crochets around that post. So hold on to that post and yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and we're going to do 5 of those. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then turn it back round to the front, and you can see you have the first half of the first petal of the second row. So now we're going to work along this second treble crochet here. So back to the front, that doesn't sound very good, does it? But we're going to the front, and we're going to get hold of this post here, hold on to it, and we're going to do 5 treble crochets through that post. So yarn over, through the post, and do 5 treble crochets. Remember, this is UK terms, treble crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then exactly the same as we did on this row here, we're going to anchor this scale stitch to this treble crochet that sits on its own. So a slip stitch through there. So there we have our beginning of our second row of scales. So we're going to do exactly the same again along this row, and we're going to work in this stitch here. So get hold of that stitch, turn your work sideways, it's so much easier, well I find it easier anyway, and we're going to do 5 treble crochets around that post. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're going to do the same again. We're going to go up the other side on that other post to do the second half of that crocodile stitch. So we're going to get hold of that post, and we're going to do 5 treble crochets around there. So 1, 2, 3, try that one again, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're going to anchor it to that treble crochet that sits on its own. So into the top of that treble crochet and do a slip stitch. So there we have 2 petals on our second row. And then we're going to do exactly the same again in this pair of trebles here. So we've anchored to that one on its own, and now we're going to do a crocodile stitch around this pair of trebles. So we're going to get hold of that first one, and do 5 trebles around it. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then back round to the front and do the second half of the petal around that post. So get hold of that post and do 5 treble crochets around that post. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're going to anchor that petal. I keep saying petal, you know what I mean though. Crocodile stitch to that treble crochet that sits on its own. So we're going to do a slip stitch somewhere into the top of that stitch to hold that in place. And then we're going to do exactly the same again around this pair of stitches here, around these 2 treble crochets. So we're going to get hold of this one this side and do 5 treble crochets around that post. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then we're going to go up the second treble and do the other side of that crocodile stitch. So hold on to that post and do 5 trebles around the post. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then slip stitch it to the top of that treble crochet behind, and then we've got our last set to do on this row. So we're going to get hold of this post here and do 5 treble crochets around that post. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then we're going to do 5 treble crochets around the last chain here, which counted as our treble crochet. So get hold of that chain and do 5 treble crochets around that post. 2, 3, 4 and 5. So there we have our second row of petals, crocodile stitches. See how it's all nicely coming together now? So you have a crocodile stitch in the space between each one. So each, as it goes up, you'll have the next row will be a 4 crocodile stitches across here, and then a 5. So Now we've got here, what we do is we chain 1, turn our work and slip stitch into that space from the crocodile stitch, and then we chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we chain 1 more, which is this counts as our treble, and then we chain 1 more, which is our moving chain. So then we do exactly the same as we've done previously, and we do 2 treble crochets in the top of this treble crochet from the previous rounds. So between the 2 gaps, right in the middle, and we do 2 treble crochets in there. 1, 2, and then we chain 1, and then we do 1 in this space here. So 1 treble crochet and chain 1, and then we do 2 around in that space there, round in that treble crochet. Right in the top we do 2 treble crochets, 1 and 2, and chain 1, and then 1 treble in that space there, and chain 1, and 2 trebles in the top of that one there, exactly how we've done before. 1 and 2, and then chain 1, and then 1 in that space there through the middle of the crocodile stitch, and chain 1, and 2 in the top of that treble there. So 2 trebles through there. So 1 and 2, and chain 1, and then 1 in the top of there again, right through that space. And then we chain 1, and then we're right back to doing the same as we did on this first row of crocodile stitches. So we turn our work, and we're going to work our first crocodile stitch the same again, right in the first part of this first treble crochet. So we miss this treble crochet, and we always work between the 2 treble crochets together. So like on this row, we started 2 double crochets on the end and 2 double crochets on this end. This row we have a 1 double crochet on this end and 1 double crochet on this end. So it's quite an easy way to remember it. You've either got 1 double crochet and 1 double crochet. Sorry, I've gone back to US terms. 1 treble crochet and 1 treble crochet, or the other row is the 2 double crochets together. So with this one, we're going to go around this post here. So we do exactly the same again, 5 treble crochets around this post. So get hold of this post and do 5 treble crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then the second half on the other side. Get hold of that post and do 5 treble crochets around that post. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then we anchor it to the top of that triple crochet there, and then onto the next, which is around the first half around that post there. So get hold of the post and do 5 treble crochets around that post. 1, oopsie, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then up the other side around that post. Hold on to the post and do 5 treble crochets. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4. Oh, got dropsies today. 4 and 5, and then anchor it in the top of that treble crochet with a slip stitch, and then the same again around this post here. 5 treble crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then around that next post, the second half. Hold on to the post and do 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then anchor it to that post, the top of that treble, with a slip stitch, and then the next one around that post there. Hold on to the post. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then the next one, second half of that stitch, so 5 trebles. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then slip stitch it to the top of that chain, and there you have your third row of crocodile stitches, and then you can just continue as much as you want. Now I'm going to be doing a photograph tutorial which I shall be putting on my blog, because I know sometimes it's difficult to remember how you start the next row, because there's so many different parts to this stitch, and I think it's easier just to, rather than having to keep playing the video over and over, just to go back to the photos, which will show you a bit more clearly the different stages and the different parts where you, well, how you start your next row. So I'm hoping that will help you, and I hope you've enjoyed learning this stitch, because it's such a great fun stitch to do. And here's some of the things that I've done with it. Here's made some beautiful scarves with a wrap around that buttons around your neck, which this is in James C. Brett Marble Chunky yarn, which is a yarn I absolutely love. I do use that a lot actually, because it's one of my favorites, and you will see on my blog that I make a lot of stuff with this because I just love the colours, I love the texture, and it's something I use a lot of. So have a look on my blog, which I will link below, and have a look on my Etsy at some of the things I've made with this dragon stitch. Some of these items will be on there, so you can have a look what I've made, and it might give you some inspiration to make your own items, your garments, your bags. It's just such a fun stitch to use, and I'd be really interested to see what you make with your crocodile stitch. So please comment below and show me what you've made with your crocodile stitch, and please like and subscribe, because I will be putting lots more tutorials on, and I'd love to see you along with me. So I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next tutorial. Bye for now.